Badwam Mpensenpensenmu jumedini bro wo Badwam so on Adom TV multi TV so a quick one to the Tema mayor. I've not checked myself, but I understand that Tema a fee a bunkam efa Tema so Tema mayor, respectfully, that's one of the biggest responsibilities of the assembly is to make sure say fee bunkam fa maybe I'm finding movie. This is just to inform you that if that is the case, respectfully work around it na emwoma Tema intimi enti kama ifin ehun sunsuaso no de bebre. And again, I understand that the regional EP officer or Tema committee 2 monso montutu mana monsisi because I'm say GMG opsit one ma nipa bi ni mo hye copper ene ne mabi ni intutu ni wusia ediru nipa fie ni offices no. The end result is cancer na yade ahodo ana edeba. Several reports to you, but we are very reluctant to make a move to even go and see it for yourself. The paying power also EPA Tema Regional Office Committee 2 on this matter of GMG Opsi Tonum no copper wire almost other staff so much in this year more D ekoko amount for offices na omfie. Even the time almost at the end so suspect. Madarama, you represent the environment and you represent the bigger picture of Ghana, and we are one key agency here. Yapomo almost will play a very important role any amount so the best say ya can say no mo be 200 among say sanetia said the beya intimate tonko so emma we so be atwapia na bribiada adwuma you are paid to do. You need to be reminded of it almost every second. That makes it unfortunate. Inti ebese so if these pictures painted is the reality on the ground, muntu anamo esefata na Emma Bibia intimi enkokama emfa Emma. Once again, Bernard Osuye, National Chairman, General Transport, Petroleum and Chemical Workers Union. Happy birthday, Enko Emfa Emma Anna and Chashon Kunsun Koma me designer. Pishu collection or Tema Community 2. Medasi for over 2 years. One our pimpamantadia. Thank you so much, Tema Committee 2 with you number and I know the conversation, so you be komo actually. And a sad one, my good friend, our car rental company. I just woke up to hear the news that you are off the world. Very unfortunate. Very good friend, Paul Ewa. I didn't know so even 57. You look very young. 57 years. 1 week. So on the 13th of April, yaw beba be ka ho ne abusuafo na yenua bema Paul ewia ne na otweda no ya celebrate sanso na Owusubuate ne unua Checkers George Owusubuate mo sister the late Madam Esther Pokoya nso ebeba so sunya domase this week nti ewa beta mo chi sunya domase. If you had done the women done the question, then yet made the income. One of the youngest, energetic Ghana made members of parliament representing the Ghana interests almost all the time. And Obwa aye enshosodiema emebron person mo do mo dia manyotem atnase osai ma shebe dwani e wo bongo meka nimnyam for Edward Power atnase e wa no se ona bakwaba nyame adom pacho boko. The same profession I keep saying, yeah, my anchor for a butchers, yeah, tonam. Just that I may advance. I feel now buying a home and nama ye crack ye a home for so dear. To ordinary share Kumasi and a cry about over. Oh, share choir a Juma for Kumasi about to an akrabatua or my first radio mujuma over timer. Ubusa who said, until we know ya dear snake near buying a Juma passy a chiana. Enti ene yenje fam ko ye ba ya yakogi nimde over 25 years e wonam ene nti esi kuranam e de sa hye ne mfidie ne ba ye se efidie timi yi aboa ho na umfa bibia nka ye free tie hye won sa ne manam ana sa ban nyumakuo mi ne no e hye ase se won isua ade e de free are very very competitive, but we are always the market leaders. Jefamko asem ana make one of him paying for one so Kumasi abatwa ayi na etonam no say church for paying Emma New Patriotic Party amanyuko no e was sentimental era sampai na watineke upon to say
me
can amasem bia na oni meju
yes I say agree kro human no say onu say no husband we dey o say o dey na ye chen video no wo mo ani e bia no
obu ni bia be ka awoka I see by hoboko there
onyame na dom bia boko asantime
okay ohini no maguso
oguso na no that's Monday say uba ya would die and the jwanka wa obehu say ya so anapakan mu the neck massive mountain ne call bremai call baby ya kura ya nananom nina manfo chia wo mo wa santimemu massive mountain there ya so no dinchia o chi obi amobia hu say yes asante amamre no ani Ghana amamre efe
emuda ho
efe
I see apart from that BBI okay Ababom
Ababom de nyame ame yankwa ye tiase de o ma hene na ye na nsem bi na ya na ha adwena eno no so ebeka wabrabo
nsem be
nti eto da bi a na ese ye ka ba ndi kan ma ye nda kwam se kromfo nyina ase
kwame dinkra
okay kwame dinkra papa na o tweda
kwame factory
so want me amba na lesbian so ma me ono so me ko kwato ni kokoti ano ene bibia na ansa ne beko no eda no me aminu dot bongo man wo mo koye ade bi wo mo si hotel bi di Manswich efa the vice president his excellency Alhaji Dr. Bamobal Mia ebeka say obe churchre Ghana on the economic management team by no wo mo koye wo mo de there's who can on radio so say who work for mu de who say it was a joke now bringing this topic. Of course, I'm concerned. Maybe I have no issues.
Let's discuss. No, my opinion should be left for me.
Me can't say Bonnie.
No, not Bonnie. Whether Bonnie or Papa, somebody's discussing.
What's wrong with video? So I saw MPP DM because I passport issues.
Yes, so cheap.
A qua what can faso a dia. Now, say, could just say, what can we see? No,
I don't think that.
No, I don't think be on social media. Or see a friend of Kevin tell us why.
No, but Obia will coin. If you don't get it that way,
me but on my yeah. Nipa was just what one said that's opinion.
Yeah.
Kevin tell us try a video so a deep president attempt deep and for them de bia. An opinion. Obia moon Obia needing attempt. I don't know a different viewer and no anyhow. No can say the media and Ghana is on the siege. Na nkono nkobenya kwan aka bi enka wobenya kwan aka bi enka omo aka wobenya kwan aka bi that is what I'm driving at so you see ya ade no don't let us look and he said ya nimie ni hwetuam wo de wanimie ni hwetuam ahwene ene behunu mu.
All right. Okay. So I think that many first my share utie phone na way na me bongo for so omo hwe
vampire baby odia ko free
omo is because of them intina nyina wo hey. Many. Yes, you see, yeah, what democracy mo. And now obia wo kwan say because of the freedom of speech that we've all been given the opportunity to do, that you can make your statements. Say a omahen and also whoever, and they place a judgment value on obi ne kasemua. As long as nipani ya nipano. There's no challenge about it. In the same vein, obisi wa wotie wonkomo ajama onu onfo de wokano has also the right to criticize,
exactly so.
That is what is called democracy.
Yeah, exactly so.
And so say minu penny eba and out of the blue agency
because
then you bring this issue up. Every person, whether within the NDC or outside the NDC, had the right to comment on what Omahin said.
Exactly so.
And people, and me myself, I didn't agree with you.
Exactly so.
And so I have the right to criticize your thing. And he said, and in a very cheap way of patronizing a host. Now start a program. No synopsis now. Then you just veer towards this and go, and you don't even talk about abattoir and what you are doing there. then you come and start with this cheap propaganda. It is only unfortunate, and you can't turn the host on people.
No.
The host has his opinion, and the people who are listening to him also have their opinion. So this is cheap.
No, you
better stop it.
But then you lay foundation, a very appropriate foundation. Or say, obi a 10 year only be a 10 bian only ni how. Ono so na adwen kire won koma akoso so. Na mo ntimi si obi kwan so ono so kire na adwen say ade a o ma he
adwen say the wo bawa. What you have what can we say also one answer in this all children. Now what can you say I'm using a very cheap way in patronizing a host.
You are unable to patronize me.
You can tell me say it's my opinion. But me say their course, especially Kevin Taylor and Simon Kano. As it not as an affront on the media.
No, you have the right. You have the right to criticize Kevin Taylor.
Tell me what I was saying is cheap. Cheap. I mean, what can I?
But it's cheap.
Let's get.
You better not use it. So when they say cheap, they are don't. Anything that Kevin Taylor.
That's why I decided to use it to insult people. Because that's why I decided to use English. That's all I said. It's cheap. And I'm kind.
Let's not make my opinion and that of Kelvin Taylor. What we can discard is that in sharing your opinion, it should not come with insults.
Of course.
In sharing your opinion, because in as much as you want to be as hard as you can, that opinion should not come. But don't fight Kevin Taylor.
I'm not fighting him. I'm telling you, say, so what can say based on
you might disagree.
Based on the session, say, will be opinion into the media. It's on the scene.
They gave you a synopsis. Synopsis. Synopsis for the program. Synopsis for the program. Then you went and brought something that had no link.
You asked about my view. This might take.
Talk about abattoir. And number two, talk about abattoir. And stop.
Something like my take.
Talk about abattoir.
Yes.
Okay. Briefly, can you talk about abattoir for us? Are you able to compete as when it comes to business?
Of course. Uber say, as I speak with them, I cannot divulge corporate info or data, public to my, especially my competitor. But
hey, you still see me as a competitor. I'm the lead in the business, and you are following.
If even I'm following, you are still in a competition.
Okay.
So you are my competitor, but we are in the lead, especially when it comes to the Ashanti Road.
Yeah.
I thought they be cry your demands, your intimate supply.
Okay.
It shows say we are in the lead, and we are working so hard. By last,
yeah, I saw that.
Yes. Now we are working hard on our solar and you be generating sooner. Moment you be and sooner you waste you be treating for better purposes to for our operations. No.
The machine is advanced, but any problem. What do you
it doesn't matter. We are procuring new equipment.
Well, they are minority. More smart. Na additional ho nsem bi me wo say one say eba tertiary education say ma mo hihye bia mo hihye bia mo sha ase ne mo nkom bia mo sha ase di no. It's like this administration mo want you want to, is it clandestinely or nicodemously, mo take over certain relevant key institutions at the expense of Mother Ghana. Boapayom mo ye nya but mo draw
o mine me your church training. There be a say my child there several levels of the education structure. Na obi edisan komo ebeto eya kire say min tran parliament da ba wa tran parliament or parliament ansana ade be yemra no ye wa namo a hitu min hu mpo say ya discuss a draft of a bill publicly saying put that even the RTI man who said they see discussing to this level. And the Minister of Education, Honorable
okay, who do come see the main person between today? Yanko name try then you get the full opportunity with my discussion.
All right.
You can try on the wings of Lucky Herbal Clinic and Afi Excellence Boutique. Yakwaba, eba try come. Well, Well, Yasaba had a winner, I say, Macacho say, a year for Edward Bauer at Nasi, and I feel a year Sampine, so Chocho for Paymo, as Antimatemni Patriotic Party, Kuno, so at Nasi, the Excellence Boutique for Silaki about for Donasi, and here that St. Andrew's College of Healthcare, as if for Su, here Donasi or Conscience, because 7 hour by and they will empty a papai, Nasi, Unsema barrier. And also a year for Precopedia, CB Super, so Susie Herbal Center, that said you could say Forever Construction and the Consultancy Limited, and so catch us if we say copy say April, Newe Beba, 2-bedroom semi-detached house is 79,900 Ghana cedi. It's a share go Aquamon Betima Boa to a bay fear and I want to say so you come back to the issues.
Yeah, so back to the issues. But before then, me junior Samia.
Okay.
Mami Mano, happy birthday. On a lawyer, Richard Santiago. Also, your
birthday.
Okay, happy birthday. Now, as one America, a ba sansemi near Coca, you see, a draft bill, and yet the final bill. One would the aba, one a fatal, so one would the inputs a ban, one would do a margin trebamono. Yet the ama ubia. And no, I'm up in Nejacum. Na all can one say ni faculty cra yet be about one motion. It be called all the faculties and yet a Hong Kong, all the campuses. We tag for no one more input. It is a BB womb now fee say and moi while doing children out the bebano, a bit shape the final document. And some so bar a back of parliament. It's not me who wire could a black one a sorry in term. I can't say the assembly, you and I am right, dear Bregana. And what? A boy, because maybe it won't be painted. So, Uja, no, my sister, so Uja, Uja, or mine. And I'm saying, I wouldn't be painting a boss. Yeah, RTI bill. A bay act, say. A dimfia bed doom you naturally. Yes, saturemu. Adwinkyereba mo coalition bi amote ye no. Omo do ma adwinkyereba me nuaba wa na ti ye. Omo input ba bi om fi se akoa ne entren no omo ye. Parliament was sebi yan forman ko se omo boycott kunani be kasa nko na NDC from boycott o. Yeso omo hwe entren niema emayen. It is also their responsibility. But as a leading member of parliament, that's some winning processes, no. Not be canning na crofosoma. Yeah. I burn that intention. So be a president, only chancellors, no visits, no, a shared what can want some into a mind, you need see a tumpo one na, and you see a queer man na, a mere dania, and you see a dania wubiana. And no none change. I am the same this for any woman no mjunubo muno. I can't the same people better than forever. I am the power because some say a quiet brano a fivain. Almost say suspicious. It doesn't mean it's going to favor. What's the suspicion in it? Suspicion, timid chaos, but timid confusion, timid unstructured and unregulated front back. They are unstructured, unregulated now. Okay. More power. Power bank. University of Science and Technology School, no. Sebi, President Kufado there. Or better not forever as a president. One more year, Emra, Eddie can to Samrano, one Mumunkoi. Debia and Kofu for Emma Medi, Adie. And Tianuna make us say, so we feel send the panel, or ye, Eddie Mano, for what purpose? Because, university, any private entity. Any dear. A public university, a young man afford the antino, and you see a buying a Timisham Rama. So you are saying, and no 9 channels, no, and no 9 channel. The first time a year define what academic freedom is. In the way, a nano and SMC, KUSC, a nano and SMC, your friend, Wuniba, you can't send me brave. A dear regulations, no, Woko University and Crano, sorry to use them Crano. Students know, I say, one fan who did be. The teacher so enam services no if you say one more powerful embrano a chresing a DNA regulatory campus one more pretty different systems no NDC power near one more the maybe by all technical universities of Ghana and your friend Paulino and ne one more you share mraba kwase so we meet criteria na we share mra baako ase na koto de no bodwe de ya mi yanso omu eni me mame de na no poku adma say me because of the academia ti ya na omu nsem bi me kan ya na eye me bibi oni prof jampo no say dom sika asem no wo mu ka ko susu say wo mu ka akosusu say undem nti wo mu de wo mu ka akosusu say wo mama tie na make o wo mama tie de me fa nka say fi se kura me nim no me nkamu asem wo mu ka ma akosusu say enanu asem bi esi ye e wo kan US nti eno bi yesa when you know for a fact say bill we say draft no a start over 1.5 years ni nti ye den na wo de na wo twi me samboso me mienu asem esi ye wo de be kan asem say nti enu na ye me ya no but obia wo tumi me kan draft ni bi madwene bi e wo mu no metumi afre ye rana ponom aka so me kan ye mahunu bibi say me su say ye so ye ni say ya ebeboa ye open to all ye so transparent ye biemu obia hwe bi na na senka de be kwa akoto pidiase na president nkrofo odo makosi awia na de ababa to parliament na omo na say ye ba ye wo numbers nti no ye be push ye de numbers na push banyam no ne ye.
What is the challenge? Because me on the surface, for instance, Legon, I think 1961, and I'm doing share to home, and certain portions still refers to the CDRNA in their setup. So I asked myself, is it about refining a yen share that suku upon and there's another motive you are privy to, the minority is privy to? That is why you raise this alarm that let's check it. What's happening?
So if you say a public policy, say a law, and I say say before policy ni beba, there would have been serious consultation with major stakeholders. Say a law now per se deba in the form of a bill first to be passed as a law or parliament as well. You are dear friend of stakeholder engagements. And in the stakeholder engagement, because stakeholder engagements, I say just only for a move far drink. The whole idea is to feed into the documents. At the end of the day, document in the document. Because a law now before a policy, public policy now be you, and I say it must inure to the benefit of Nkofana sa Marano Ebeformos. Minia, we share sa discussions here where no cressa we share sa billion yen bedru parliament. However, a year there has been public discussion and because there has been public consultation. Indeed, we share as a university in as a form. They've had access to the bill. At least all of us have seen the bill. So it means it's in public domain. And so say Oshe se a bill a wo na eja I was say wo ye ho comment ayi obi a wo ho kwan so wo ye ho comment. That's why ene bones enye for example Okujato nkwa na ye ho comment. Okujato of course obviously was making the comment as a former deputy minister of education. It was ye ho no and particularly he was in charge of tertiary education. Yes, not only a deputy minister in charge of tertiary education into nimdia tertiary education is no into or putting ideas as a person who had worked there before and had been in charge of tertiary education
and propaganda induced.
Two, also beside a very important question, and your question will be said as in 1961 or something like that this issue came up, and I was who said the circumstances under which that time those issues came up. Even with that, there was a resistance. Why do I say so? Okay, that's the time now. The universities were still very much heavy top by expatriates. And so in an attempt as part of Nkrumah's effort to ensure say you better take over even the type of human capital you generate abano. One said the word cratch as they say oneme I can say because school so a cratch for no was the whole idea that education at that time. The Europeans were interested in only producing people who will serve as clerks. It's a clerk. What do I say? But of course, at the time of Nkrumah, Obehu said we needed to move away from issues like that and to producing our engineers, producing our doctors, and what have you. But even with that, there was a resistance.
Okay, the resistance and Nkrumah. Yeah, but that continuation. Okay, Eba you try come on. Asaba Adom say honorable enter come on so.
And na me say ultimu ze na me can about the 1961 the circumstances are surrounding a ma sang issue no ba no cramp no hu say university no resist here. Ohwe even under your friends saying under the PNDC era no. Ohwe there was a PNDC law a ma say the chairman of the PNDC no was supposed to be the chancellor of all universities. And no crowd here. But here, in practice, even though that was a law, in practice, they ensured, they say, chancellors, he never became a chancellor of any of the universities. They made other people to do it. And that's why 1992 Constitution, clearly now, it is not the president who is the chancellor of the university. And that's why you appoint chancellors to various universities. Meaning, universities generally is a place of higher learning. And in places like that, one of the things university, informing universities, they say, look, they want to have some level of influence, freedom, to be able to tease you or more intellectual prowess. See, the days where now here Galileo, Eka say, the well was not flat. Because somebody thinks that it is a blasphemous. What is here? Because he was an academic. Inti ene obi ba no beka se ene wiase na chiasia na government bin beka se we etiem raso into we be. That's why there's always this level of say obema that level of freedom no. Besides that, every university be so no ye form a university to meet a particular mission. For example, KNUSC the whole idea was to say making sure say you be produce engineers, any other particular allied sciences in terms of our development. Or share a place like Cape Coast, or creating with the whole say making sure say in terms of teachers you high quality teachers among. Or share in recent times the University of Energy your friends Sunyane. It was to fill in that gap in terms of your energy needs and the type of skill I need here. Or share all the UDS. It had its own mission. That is why universities biano establishing by an act. They establish when in the act in all the things that are somewhere. Share the current arrangement on my currently still a bill, but it has not come to Parliament yet. Bill now, proposed bill now more. Our first one is a look. Young share governing council no. Governing council no near ye be 19. Na 9 be one. And that includes the chairperson. Automatically, Osha council now, Osha the way council is.
The chairman is the
apart from his powerful. Council and dictated the policies of the university.
So government takes over.
And from day one, government takes over the university. Because vice chancellor and the management team implement the policy directions of council.
You have a challenge there.
So that's a challenge.
You have a challenge there.
Yes. So then
the government takes over 5-4.
I have a challenge there. I have a challenge there.
What is the challenge?
The challenge is that then you have interference. I'll give you a typical example. For your other state institutions, whether it is ECG, whether it's Gapoha, whatever it is, because government has the right to appoint the board, we have had a situation where government, even though government me not going to say Omahine, one or year the CEO of your friend saying Gapoha, Omapamu. Even though law now a board in a pamo, because even in appointment, even the Rebecca said president appointed Omahine as CEO of Ghana, your friend saying Habo now. Usually the letter is written to the board for the board to really give you an appointment letter. Because that is corporate governance. Because control honor. Over universities now, board no and a council no. Internally, council soon appointed, for example, vice chancellor.
Una ban so na order do.
And order do. Chancellor, universities soon also no more promotions. Council and more promotion as for. What you say? So you have a situation where, for example, Obi Kochron article, and you know that issues about promotion the university and is based on your publications. Obi Kochron article. Articles be contributed to knowledge. Na aban emfoa wo wadwen no wo nko bibia
waka ho.
So you see that it interferes into university adwuma ho. 2, aban say or the one particular law eba ebe the base law ebe say something sort of yebo University of Ghana omo act establish omo university omo nyina eba under the same particular law, so it will be one same law governing omo nyina. Meaning they have gone again, so it means that it then tempers with mission and vision of the various universities.
Yeah.
Aban said, you know how I can say, look, unim. Se me, you know, met me a dissolve council.
Emergency times.
And emergency. O share among interpretations in column
of emergency.
Of emergency na among country. So it is still under the discretion of Aban to say
to describe any situation.
Say me no boy ya kasa na ya start say emergency case. I was say I'm just giving you the unfettered,
perfectly so.
Unfettered,
if there is an emergency situation without any defined yes. You take any advantage. Any situation can be emergency.
It is based on discretion.
Yeah.
Almost I say, Tio, admissions will be like the way of JSS to SSS. A commander will be dictated by the Ministry of Education. And Yabeka said all the universities, public universities, are Ghana. On by admissions, or my apply anyway. 2 years, I get the point. But meanwhile, universities
it's above that level.
It's above that level. Universities must begin to take a decision. Say on the basis of XYZ, say Nkofu when money yepe. I give you a typical example. The late Professor Sanda, NCAE. The late Professor Sanda, when he became the vice chancellor of KNUST, the policy be by. And that was unique to KNUST. Say, look, unim. Meaning, say, the entry point for everybody of Baba University, at this point, unya we are over to me about KNUST. However, I been saying, because there were less endowed schools, this particular grade between you, with the recommendation of your school, it is a bongo SSS. Meet criteria. But what and where opportunities in terms of teachers so that was a policy that was done by KUSD based on research as an institution. What do you say the Abaika say, who this how to me no? Nina emra embeshe den. Nasi. No on control. Then you then begin then it becomes you now reduce admissions
to placement.
Not placement and political and other considerations. Because
they're subject to.
Sampaya Sampaya say or government, we are regional secretary, Ashanti region. Who say, you know, Musu do, who say a board as a minister or your manager as a board was a class, or tongue number. Now, Osha, when you nana, and then says Sampaya, a pay admission, I will care in UST. Not to say, na ne akrano crampo ne qualification, and no and yet the same, maybe Obani higher. It is still possible that Sampaya bit may you see the platform of Ministry of Education because it is headed by a political leader. So it opens up even the admission to abuse, to chronism, to corruption, and what have you.
Okay.
And then Tina, who say, oh, go for Mukasaye, say Professor Iti, Nana Jane, Vincent, Opoku, Jampo, Professor Adai, Mensa. And of course, other well-meaning Ghanaians are commenting and say, look, lawyer would be a year very serious. But there was a point that I can't person can and we explained that. I say, Osha, the whole process of even bringing this bill, no, started about a year and a half ago. And so it couldn't be the case. Say, the current KUS case, no, and a trigger at this point. Meaning, I say, suggest say you are trying to bring some amendment. Because Bianca say, when you have laws and other things, based on the reality of the times, you change the laws to meet those particular things. But in the course of your drafting the law, no, when you encounter a problem that you see that, since I'm drafting it, I can capture it here to cure because of the nothing prevents you from doing those things. And so it is on the basis of say almost 1.5 years into KUST and I say UEW issues no won't have influences.
Okay.
Because my last point because they see what KUS no and can you two for
a bit more
than see from.
There are political angles to it.
What you say? There were political angles. I heard people.
No, it's a fact.
What can I say? Vice Chancellor, no, he used to be the former NDC regional secretary.
Blah, blah, blah.
Influence and other things. Yeah. They had on the basis of that.
So that's the fear.
That's the fear.
That so Abba automatic owner of the tertiary institutions.
There can I say whether a NDC or a MPP, let's allow that autonomy of your friends saying.
Tertiary institutions. Okay, but quickly, so everybody must about so and think about a say more autonomy there. More democrat and democrat say oh still, but a basic assembly there. You follow on a buy. We'll come and do that discussion.
We'll do that.
Right. One, stakeholders have been involved. Chancellors, no, lead VCs, no. One more lecturer unions, no. Adom involved. Apart from that, the draft bill no, penifo bebree a wɔn wɔ bibie sukupɔn nsɛm than bibie no a yɛte a wɔn hwɛ mu. Nti enye nipa baako ɛna ti ne gyade ɛna ɔyɛ nipa ɔkunkwan ɛna ɔtena atworo ka ho. Nti saa stakeholder no wɔn ɛyɛ a wɔn nyi film. 2, governing council. Say yesusu say 5-4 a issue. Enya kwa ye fa so kanu no ene ye kanu. Ye eya sa oma the trust in it no. Ekofom. If you say so wa adwen pa say
enum ni nine de
minister enum ni nine ehun sunsansuo ni asem say na de beba. Ntimi susu say ye nya ni say. Dan say you did propaganda beka.
And propaganda
opinion they say you don't.
No, but propaganda now the same way.
Yes, no, you the opinion they say. It's your opinion.
Whatever, my me can be a tear to
the jump on muya propaganda. The professor jump on muya propaganda.
Me kujetu. Into what kind of sanwa? Dotin chen. See, I is a common platform for admissions. That there were and look at me who say, Obi betting my influence will be.
Quite fast to see.
Yeah. And they say investing in a year. And yes, central system. Here, and can no common entrance. Now you call PK forms. No, me, Opoku worry, headmaster, me papa downful, even though me pass ye pan, or call PK me form. On merit, so no Augustins became me form. So I decided to make Augustins. Me call UAS. And when your individuals they call for forms no training colleges until some do online registration by not principals no and they call normal PK forms. And to me some pine, make my list. Okwa for mine, okwa for bawa, okwa for wisi money, okwa no akofaba. That is the danger. And the common platform. Well, and yan ru ye church but me mum dear, me who send kasa system that day, and umpono, inti ebana ye ka asem near command ko say ye boni bion ade ha me ye de obom de atwo akwabia you go say jet tiato no tiato no enu na ema akoye asafufro because sanke nyina ye discuss no dispassionately ye di akoma pa eni esusu say oh ba ko mienu
It seems to be about. But say will be paying the bottom line. But Dr. Kingsley Nyako, the accreditation board, or say, which public university in Ghana now is pursuing its original mandate? Again, before promotions reached the council, it had been cleared by the department, school, faculty, academic board, college academic board, the university's academic board. How can government control it? The centralized admission placement system is not an admission portal, but an application processing one. The universities will do their own admissions. The platform provides opportunity to students to apply for at least 3 schools and programs without buying multiple forms like is being done now. You buy only 1 form.
So now,
Doctor,
Kanu ana mebo. Say me ma bonima 12 forms. And now obeko na sin school 12 forms be miensa.
Because of baby so this one back na auto no efa or pay there e can.
Nti mo dia ba o de me ba.
No dia we can was. So uwie. This is your right of. O kakakra mi ka o ka first. O ka first na me kan na waka o so kan nyina.
But Baba Felix so say what is it in the education ministry in Napo? Is it that his policies are bad and unpopular, or he doesn't do more consultation, or the people in the education sector being against change as Ghanaians in general? I don't get it. What is it? Because the education sector is becoming too volatile and making the government very, very unpopular. From teachers' licenses to compulsory national service to insurance to university demonstration and fights on campus to non-collection of printing fees, hence writing on board, and now to university bill. Abba. Baba Felix.
Okay. Share how universities are now. What can you promotions from the faculty and ECOC council? So from way ECOC council, ne could do council, na council kasi all that the process na beg na could do home. It will be ECOC. What did I say? 2. Me argument a me nyina na say utie nkomo na obi e kan say your professors no say your UTAC and indeed say your parliamentarians any media no e kan the e kan say look o hwe obi a kan bill na
Ghana for this rate
it me who say you have problem. And for me as a leader no de bia me catch obi a say the reasonableness of whatever you do, you can judge it by the outcry
of people. All right. On that note, you see, na intimate to us. Bretia. You trade you so but